What's up, everybody? My name is Joe Gaither6, and over here I have my friend 72 Cheap Bro. Rolled. Yo! And my other co-host over here, LBerry_40. All right, Joe, take it away. The real Joe.
Hold on. Can we go back a second?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
No,
we'll get there. We'll get there. We just got to get some formalities out of the way here. Okay, yeah. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Brawl. That's our man playing fake Joe Gaither tonight. He's Lucas Berry.
I was last week.
Back from his trip in Denver, and our young man Joe Rosen with the new at 72 Tuve bro. Spell that Tuve bro, BRO.
Yeah.
So yeah, find him on Twitter there, and find our man Lucas at LBerry_40. Our podcast is Brawl Fantasy at Brawl Fantasy on the Twitter machine. And we're here to talk a little fantasy football and have some fun. It's going to be a nice and short episode, but before we get started, we want to talk about one of the new Brawl podcasts. It's the Titans Brawl, kind of a timely podcast for their current success. The Tennessee Titans
ascension
are pounding their way into Kansas City this weekend, trying to get to the Super Bowl.
They probably just became fans like 2 weeks ago. Let's be honest here.
Honestly, dude.
Do the Titans have fans?
I know there's one YouTuber. There's one pretty popular YouTuber that's been a fan, but
the guy that plays Madden. The guy that plays Madden.
Yeah.
I've seen him. Yeah.
He's the only one I've ever met or ever seen.
I feel like half the time, like when the Titans have a home game, that's always the game that away teams invade. Like they're always like, "Let's go to Nashville." I'm like,
because Nashville's a pretty cool city.
Well, that tells me they can't sell out their stadium either. They're always getting invaded.
Maybe it will be different if they go to the Super Bowl and win it.
Yeah.
No, it won't be. Next year, Chicago Bears in Nissan Stadium. Your boy and his wife will be there. Every Bears fan better take over Nashville that weekend. The tickets will be easy to come by, I promise you.
Not if they win the Super Bowl, Joe. That's a good game.
No. The tickets will be easy to
get.
They'll
be cheap.
Yeah, they'll be cheap.
All right,
Titans. But yeah, it's our 21st episode.
You better be buying me a ticket.
With my new job, yeah, for sure. We'll get you hooked up. You just gotta make.
You said what?
Wait, hold on. Can you?
Not yet. Maybe 2 more weeks. We gotta put ink to paper, but everything is still moving in the right direction. So
Joe's gonna be a porn star.
Yeah.
hey, keep it PG-13.
Yeah. You know, I got family that listens to this. We don't need to let them in on the secrets there. So it's 21st episode. We're going to say cheers. Our podcast is finally legal. Me and Lucas are going to party it up, and Joe is going to drive us home. So
hell yeah.
It's we got to have a DD, Lucas, that look on your face. We got to have a DD.
Right.
Responsible. That's right. Enjoy responsibly.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about
no throwing up in my car.
I promise we'll keep it together. We'll hold it together. It was a massive comeback by the Chiefs. It was a little bit surprising for the Texans to feel like they were still losing the game when they were up 24-0, but that's sort of the way it felt like. On the other side of the AFC bracket, the Titans went into Baltimore, big trust, and they put it on.
Slapped them.
They put it on the Ravens, and so they're playing in the divisional in the AFC Championship this coming week. On the NFC side, we've got the Packers and Seahawks. The Packers eked one out. They held on tightly, and basically Aaron Rodgers, magic on third down, could all over the place in Lambeau Field, eliminated Russell Wilson. And, a boring game to start the weekend. The 49ers basically chokeholded the Vikings and tapped out Kirk Cousins from the playoffs.
Even though it was boring, it's still playoff football. So I watched it and I had a good time watching it. So that's just me though. And their new OC,
it was a good time.
Their old OC, now head coach of the Browns, as we found out this week.
What are you doing, Browns?
Kevin Stefanski. Congratulations on the job in Cleveland. I hope you make it 2 weeks. If you don't, I think that the Vikings would be glad to have you back.
If you don't, we have a spot for you here in the Fantasy Football Brawl.
Yes. You can talk.
I'll take some vacation. I'll take some vacation, and he can have my place.
Probably have your place. Who's going to host the show?
Yeah, Stefanski. He can take my place. Yeah. Just give him.
He has to host that locker room first.
Lucas, tell the people about your trip to Denver and catch us up how you're doing.
Oh, my trip to Denver was fantastic. Beautiful scenery, great weather all week. Wasn't as nice as it was at home, though. At home here, it was 70 degrees all weekend. I missed it because I flew away to the Rocky Mountains. I enjoyed quite a few number of craft beers, beautiful scenery. I had a nice, relaxing week.
Relaxing.
The only downside to my week was that there was a ton of Packers fans in Denver. There was Packers bars. There was Packers fans everywhere.
Oh,
Gross.
no.
Gross.
My girlfriend, who doesn't really like sports, was totally confused. I was just like, yes, this is not cool. Like,
this is not normal.
Yeah, like this is supposedly Broncos country, but I barely saw any Broncos gear. So that was kind of weird. Joe, how was your week, though?
Ask my Twitter mentions. Pretty toxic, pretty chaotic. I know that one of the guys I know is pretty much been filling up my mentions a little bit. His name is Joe Gaither. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's an awful Yankees fan. And
from New York.
I being an Altuve fan, that's part of my new app, by the way. Easter egg right there. Jose Altuve, the best second baseman of all time. His team this week, the Houston Astros, was punished by the Major League Baseball for cheating in 2017 and the early part of 2018. Unfortunately, some people did not get the memo that it wasn't everybody on the team who was cheating, and the one or two people who weren't cheating are named Jose Altuve and Josh Reddick. And Jose Altuve, man, won the MVP without cheating. Man won the World Series, hit 7 postseason home runs without cheating. His team might have done it, but he didn't. And who's going to ask him to be a snitch of the locker room and be like, oh, my team is cheating, and get everybody in Houston mad at him?
That was a very racist impersonation there, sir.
What? What?
That was a horrible accent.
I was not even doing an accent. How are you? Why are you coming at my life right now?
We'll play that back there, son.
Nah, you bet. Now that you say that, you better cut that out.
It's time to play Fantasy Judge.
Oh my
Joe?
gosh.
Joe?
Oh my gosh.
What is your response to that?
Well, I mean, he's on the team. The team cheated. He's on the team. I mean, all for one for all. Down with the ship. Guilt by association. I mean, here's the analogy.
I'll accept the guilt by association.
Here's the analogy I've used with Joe the last couple of days, and we'll just let the fans kind of talk about it. The man basically went on a robbery with all his friends. They robbed the bank. Jose Altuve slept in the car. He slept in the car. The car, and all his friends came back out with the money. And Altuve was in that back passenger seat just chilling. And at the end of the day, when they all got away with the robbery, Altuve got his cut of the money, which was the championship ring.
Bro, okay, fine. You can say he got his cut of the money, but don't act like he didn't earn it. Those 7 postseason home runs in that 2017 postseason.
Yeah, how many did he hit at home?
Doesn't matter. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm going to get heated. I am already heated.
That's what we want.
Okay, here's
7
the thing.
home runs is an awful lot without cheating.
7 home runs is the most by one second baseman in one postseason of all time. He's the best postseason second baseman of all time. In my mind, he is the best second baseman of all time. And just because his team cheated doesn't mean that every Yankees fan is going to be like, Altuve is a scumbag for cheating. Bang, bang.
Hey, I don't care that he cheated. That's the thing. Is like
I didn't cheat.
You
keep saying he cheated.
You don't have any evidence that he didn't cheat.
I will send you the Reddit post that he didn't cheat.
You just cited 7 home runs, which would incite me to say he cheated.
You don't.
Here's the most like at the end of the day. Here's the bottom
line. The league MVP having an MVP type postseason. I
don't care.
How does he earn the MVP?
I'm a head out, Chief.
If I'm an Astros fan, yeah, that's okay. Give me a second to talk. If I'm an Astros fan, I do not care that he cheated. I'm sitting there with all my memories from 2017. I'm like, oh, we won a World Series. Did we lose our manager? Did we lose our GM? No draft picks. A big flat $5 million fine, which is like 5 cents for you and I. Like, who cares? You won the World Series. You finished runner-up in 2019. You've got a good team. Who cares? When your kids are your age right now, your kids are going to look at the record book and be like, wow, the Astros won the World Series in 2017. And nobody's ever going to mention this because it doesn't matter.
No.
It does not matter at all.
Do you still mention the 1919 Black Sox if you're a baseball fan? Yes. Do you still mention Pete Rose betting on his own team? Yes. Do you still mention the steroid era? Yes. This is equivalent to that. And now Altuve's name, the one dude I care about in the Astros, his name is now being tarnished because he was a part of the team that cheated. He wasn't cheating.
When I think about Pete Rose, I think about Charlie Hustle, the man who played the game the right way.
He's also a statutory rapist.
Well, I'm not gonna. That's a different conversation that I'm not really wanting to get into. When I think about Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, I think about 1998, the summer of fun.
But that was fun.
I do not care that they're juiced up. I don't care,
and they're not going to make the Hall of Fame.
I don't care that Barry Bonds is a juicer. Like, it doesn't matter.
You still haven't provided any evidence that he didn't cheat.
I will send you guys stuff once we're done recording this fantasy football show.
All right, yeah. Let's circle back around.
I will be happy to talk baseball with you all day. I will do a podcast talking baseball.
You heard it there, fans. If you need to get a hold of Joe, a 72 cheap bro, and we got Joe Gaither 6. I'm Al Berry 40.
I will come at us Zoom all. Screen, and I will slap you, okay?
All right. Let's circle it back around and get back on track with some fantasy football. Last week's divisional round saw many good performances and a few big busts. So I've got a list, I like a list. So the top 10 fantasy performances of the weekend. I'm going to let the guy I just riled up, Joe Rosing, pick his favorite first, then Lucas, and then maybe I'll chime in with who my favorite performance of the weekend was. Joe, who is your top performer of the weekend?
I know this dude is number 8 on the list, but it's Derrick Henry. He's my favorite. He's my absolute tank award winner. He had 30 rushing attempts, 195 yards, 2 targets, 2 catches for 7 yards, and a passing TD with 3 yards passing. Congratulations to Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans on moving on to the championship round. And I think that I love watching this Titans team play. I love watching Mike Vrabel coach. I cannot wait until they make the Super Bowl and win it.
Wow.
And Mike Vrabel cuts his own pee off. So, I don't know if y'all heard about that story, but that's a fun story. And I like these Titans team, and I think that they can do some damage heading into this week, and we'll talk about it later. But, Lucas, who was your big man this week?
Joe, if Mike Vrabel actually does that, can we call that like the Rocky Top oysters or something like that? Like a nice bar menu food or something like that.
Well, his wife said when that story came out that he wasn't using it anymore, so he didn't need it. So, she was on board.
Jesus Christ.
Mike
I did not need to know about Mike Vrabel's sex life.
First, I'm going to start with –
She signed off on it.
First, I'm going to start with a humble gloat here. I've been a big critic of this guy all year. I gave him credit when credit was due, but I said this moment was going to happen. And Lamar Jackson, you lost the game when you had to throw the freaking football. And you know what?
Wait.
I said this since week one that when Lamar Jackson was forced to throw the football, he would not win a playoff game.
Okay, so you think he was forced to throw the football when he
threw the ball
20
60
carries?
times. He threw the ball
20 carries?
He threw the ball 60 times.
He had 143 yards rushing.
I don't care what
carries?
he had. They lost the game. When he had to throw the ball to come back and win a game, he couldn't do it. And Lamar Jackson, I've been your biggest critic all year, and I'm going to continue to stay on your case until you throw the damn ball efficiently and win your team a game without running it.
He threw
because
for
you're a quarterback. He threw
yards.
60 times. He had a passer rating of under 70. I don't want to hear it. Lamar Jackson, you're very good. You have a lot more room to grow, and I've been on your case all year, and this was the moment I've been waiting for because I knew some team would test you in the playoffs, and you couldn't stand up to the challenge.
Why were you waiting for it and not enjoying the greatness that you were seeing this year?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm always a big prove it to me before I earn my respect guy.
He literally did and proved it by leading his team to a 14-2 record.
He didn't prove anything to me from his throwing point. I've always been hypocritical of his, or not hypocritical, just critical of his throwing ability. I don't think he's very good at it.
As someone who studies QBs mainly, I think that his mechanics have always not been the greatest, and that when you force him to throw, that this type of stuff happens. But the fact that he still threw for 365 yards,
I don't care. He threw 60 times.
On top of that, rushed for 143 yards.
Doesn't matter. They lost. He threw 2 picks. He made mistakes with the ball.
Fantasy-wise, he had what is that? 26.9 points.
Yes,
he was.
And you know what?
Patrick Mahomes, right?
Patrick Mahomes, who was cheaper than him in DraftKings, outscored him because he had a much more efficient game. He threw for 321 yards on 35 throwing attempts, which is a lot less than 60 So that is going to be my player of the week. Patrick Mahomes, you balled out. I said it last week. You're going to throw 5 TDs. You did.
I said the same thing.
Perfect. We were all on board with that. We all had Mahomes as our top QB, but just so impressive. I mean, his team was down. He brought him back from the dumps. Lamar Jackson, you have my respect, but get better, man. Get better. I want to see you throw the ball more efficiently.
Does he really need to throw the ball more efficiently?
Yes. Look what happened this week.
Okay, but if they didn't play the Titans and they played a team with a worse –
So if they played a team that wasn't in the divisional round of the playoffs?
No, with a worse game plan. Because the Titans had used this game plan in the past to stop Lamar. Do you think that if they played the Chiefs or if they played the Texans, I think if they played either of those teams, they would have won.
Probably, but I've always said this whole year, and maybe not on the podcast, I've said that the Patriots would probably beat them in the playoffs. Who beat them? It was a Bill Belichick disciple. Like, they're just –
Because the thing about Bill Belichick disciples is that they figure out your biggest strength and they take it out the game.
Well, exactly. But, like, if you're making a quarterback throw the ball, that's his job. He should be able to do that.
His numbers for this show, fantasy-wise, were still very good.
I don't agree. A passer rating of under 70 is not very good.
No, fantasy-wise, Lucas, jeez.
Oh, fantasy-wise, sure.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I'm just saying. I told Joe earlier in the week I was going to go off on this, and here it is.
Okay, congratulations. You got your moment to shine about the dude who's going to win league MVP.
I don't care. He's also going to sit on his couch while watching the Super Bowl as league MVP, so I don't care.
It is his second year in the league, man. His second year in the league.
He has a lot of time to get better, but I hate guys who get a lot of attention, and I think they still have big glaring weakness in their game. That's just me.
He's going to win MVP. Patrick Mahomes still has glaring weaknesses in his game, but he's won MVP before.
I don't agree about that. Joe, what do you think?
I don't agree that Mahomes has glaring weaknesses in his game, but the one point I will make is that the Ravens had 5 drives going forward on 4th down in Titans territory. Perhaps – yeah, I mean, obviously, Lamar Jackson, you threw it 59 times, and you lost the game by what, 14 at 28-12? That's, 14, I believe.
Mark Ingram got hurt.
And that's a part of it. But you have 5 drives in Titans territory. Maybe that's not on Lamar Jackson, and maybe it's on John Harbaugh. Basically.
Yeah, why? You have the best kicker in the league. Why not kick field goals?
He's got the analytics kid in his ear saying, "Oh, this is the time we go for it. This is the time we go for it." And he's listened to him all year long, and really, that's worked out for them, for the Ravens, to their 14-2 record. Was that it?
But you can't listen to analytics when you play the Patriots disciple or the Patriots.
You can a little bit, but you just have to find a balance there between, okay, we probably need to get some points on the board, versus going for it every single time.
This isn't like Madden. Like I go for it every single time in Madden because it's Madden. The fact that they probably left, I don't know, what is it, 7 times they could have kicked field goals.
Yeah, 5 times 3 is 15. That would have won them the game.
My point is, we just can't sit here and say that we think Lamar Jackson threw the ball well.
I don't think that he would have had to throw as many times if they kicked the field goals.
Well, he shouldn't be playing quarterback if you don't want your quarterback to throw. That's my point.
You think I want my quarterback to throw 60 times every week?
No, I'm not saying 60 times, but I'm just saying he has to be more efficient with it.
He threw it for 18 first downs in the game. And his receivers had 7 drops in the game.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he was a little bit inaccurate here and there, but he's always been like that, and he'll always be like that.
This is just my happy. This is just my happy gloat because I've said it all year that.
Why are you happy about his non-success?
It's not that. It's just that. I've been getting it rubbed in my face that people tell me that Lamar Jackson's a complete package, and I'm just like, he can't throw the ball as well as an NFL quarterback should be able to.
Yeah, it's fun to be right.
I get very mad. So that's just my point. And for all those people out there who just you got to admit when a guy has flaws in his game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he has flaws, but it's his second year in the league.
He has plenty of time to get better.
He will fix them.
We'll see about that. Tevin Coleman, though, I want to give him a shot.
There you go.
Joe,
is that your guy?
My guy was Mahomes, but Joe, take away Tevin Coleman. I mean, I thought Mostert was the guy this week. Coleman came out of the graveyard.
Yeah, I thought that that Mostert was going to be the guy as well. I put him in my Draftkings lineup, and he, as you'll see later, with the bus, he's on the bus list. He had like just under 6 points. Coleman took the bulkhead of took most of the work, and ended up basically carrying the 49ers into the championship rounds because Jimmy Garoppolo and George Kittle sure did not. He had 22 carries for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns, good for 22.5 fantasy points, and he was a pretty good value on DraftKings. So Tevin Coleman is your pick. Joe stole mine. I was going to go with Derrick Henry. So there's kind of our big highlights of the week.
Henry's too big of a beast, man. He's so good.
Mahomes ended up with 5 touchdown passes, and 3 of them went to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was your number 1 scorer of the week. He had 41.4 fantasy points on 10 catches, 134 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So those are some of the big-time performers of Divisional Round Weekend. Before we get into the bus, Joe, talk to us about our friends at Fanatics.
Oh, you want to hear about Fanatics? That's great. And I think that our audience should be wanting to hear about them too, because they are the best at supplying what you need, what gear you need to support your favorite team, to support your favorite player. Yeah. You know what I'm about to do this week, Joe? You know what I'm about to do?
No, tell us. Tell the people.
I'm about to buy some Jose Altuve gear to support my favorite player in his tough time. And I'm about to do it by supporting the show and the Brawl Network with this link. Ready?
Is that jersey discounted?
Stop. Listen closely. www.thebearsbrawl.com/fanatics. And guess what? I'm about to support Altuve. I'm about to support the Bears Brawl and the Brawl Network itself. And that's what you guys got to do too. You can get Lucas. I know you're about to get your 76ers gear. Got ran off the court by the Celtics.
They stink.
Joe, I got a new Yankees hat coming to me on Friday.
Celtics. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, Lucas.
So I got to ask you. You said the website right, so I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah. Not every week I do that.
Yeah, right. But I wanted to ask you: is this like? Can you get the Altuve jersey? Like when a player gets traded, you can normally get their jersey for like half off. Is this what you get for like Astros jerseys when they're in the midst of a scandal? Do you get the jerseys on the down low?
I have the Fanatics app on my phone. I
highly recommend student discount.
I highly recommend it. You get the student discount.
That's right.
1. You get they'll send you notifications when they have big deals for like 65% off site wide, 70% off site wide. And you know, they do have some like Fanatics brand gear that is not like the officially licensed stuff, but it is still licensed by the league that it's from. And they also have the officially licensed stuff. And so there's always an option for the customer who's not looking to pay $150 for that expensive jersey or looking to pay $150 for that expensive jacket. And, you know, so there's always time.
There's options for everyone.
There's options for everyone. And, you know, I might sit here and I might go buy a jersey for Altuve because I'm a college student and I cannot afford a jersey. But I need to get some gear to represent him, and I think that you guys should get some gear to represent your teams. Joe, you need some Alabama basketball gear.
Because they're still up 10, Joe.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't want to hear about the Yankees. Lucas, you should get some 76ers gear, maybe some Mets gear, maybe a Mets Beltran jersey. It might last like a week.
Well, he already has his own jersey because he's like legendary in the organization.
Yeah.
But
well, I got a question for you, Joe. Are you going to get your Jose Altuve jersey customized with cheater on the back?
Ooh, number 27 with the word cheater.
Cheater.
That would start some conversations. That would
but legit
no,
be,
I will not.
Honestly, Joe, that would be like hilarious.
It would be pretty funny. But I would.
We got to move on.
I wouldn't disgrace my favorite player like that. I wouldn't disgrace the best second baseman of all
time. Give that link
like
one more time.
The Bear. Cut that.
Bearsbrawl.com/cheater.
No, you might. www.thebearsbrawl.com/fanatics.
There you go. All right, so we always have guys that disappoint us, and in the playoffs, that disappointment hurts even worse. So, Joel, you went first the last time. We're going to give Lucas a chance to talk about his biggest disappointment. There's a lot of kind of big names that went under 10 points, this past week and let their team down. Some teams actually overcame that and won in spite of these players, and some of these teams are going home because of these players. Lucas, who is your biggest disappointment of the divisional round weekend?
So as you already know, I just went off of Lamar Jackson, but like we said, he had a really good fantasy week. He really didn't play as bad as I just made him out to be. That was my proud gloat for no reason. But I'm gonna go with another Raven. I'm gonna go with Mark Ingram. And honestly, I don't know
Even
if
though he
this
got
is
hurt.
yeah, this is
Part
something
of
he
it.
this is probably something he couldn't have helped, but from a fantasy perspective, I mean, he royally screwed me. I went out of my way to get him in my Draftkings lineup. I said this is gonna be an ugly game. Both teams are gonna run the ball. I put Mark Ingram in there. The dude was banged up all game. He just couldn't get it done. Mark Ingram, bad circumstances, but you got hurt. That's my biggest disappointment this week.
It's a tough one because I do like Mark Ingram. And it was a shame to see him get hurt because it kind of derailed the whole operation out there in Baltimore. But I'm gonna go with a positional group, and I'm gonna go with the Packers wide receivers other than Devontae Adams. They scored 4.4 combined, all of them combined. 4.4.
But Adams had what, 32?
Adams had 36.
Yeah, like that dude's been insane for like the past 5 weeks. Adams has been on a tear. Like,
okay, so let me just read you the Allen Lazard / Marquez Valdez-Scantling / Geronimo Allison stat line: 2 targets, 2 catches for 19 yards, and 1 carry for 5 yards, and that is all of them combined. Once Richard Sherman locks up Devontae Adams this week, puts the clamps on him, what is going to – it's over. It's over.
I don't know, but Rodgers looked a lot better than he was playing from early this year.
He was making some nasty throws, and so was Russ all game, pretty much.
So as long as they have that guy, I can't count the Packers out.
I mean, you can never count the Packers out. They're one of those teams that as long as Aaron Rodgers is there and as long as they got that Packer mentality, because that's something that the Packers as a team have, you can never count them out. But, man, this is a tough matchup for them this week.
Yeah,
Richard Sherman locking up Devontae Adams all game, which is something you can pretty much count on.
Does Green Bay have the worst core of wide receivers in the league?
Other than Philly, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Philly's is pretty bad. But I mean, like both fully healthy, I would take Philly over Green Bay, I think.
Really? I would
fully healthy with like Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson.
No, I'm talking about tight ends. I'm just talking about wide receivers. I think that
give me Alshon and Deshaun Jackson over.
You think that Alshon and Deshaun Jackson are more important to that Eagles wide receiver core than Devontae Adams?
Well, no, I'm saying just like outside. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come on, Alshon Jeffrey has butterfingers, one, and Deshaun Jackson is good for 1 deep ball a game.
Dude, he lit it up the 1 week. I'm just saying.
2 is better than 1.
Both those wide receiver cores are really bad.
As long as the other team doesn't have a lockdown corner, it's Devontae Adams and the Packers wide receiver.
All right, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this to each of you guys. Say Richard Sherman does do a good job locking up Adams. He doesn't do much this year. Which other Packers receiver would you guys take? There's, like we said, if Rodgers is playing well, he's going to get the ball to someone. Who's it going to be?
Aaron Jones.
Wide receiver. Give me a wide receiver. Is it Lazard? Is it Exton Valdez?
It's going to be Kumaro.
Is it Kumaro? Give me one.
I don't know.
It's Lazard. Lazard. I mean,
I'm going with the Lizard too. I was
talking to my Packers fan friend, and he's like, Marquez Valdez-Scantling is like not even a good wide receiver. He shouldn't even be on the team. Like,
I saw something that he had like a 40-something% drop rate.
No, that dude has no hands. But I think that he has the potential to be a really good wide receiver. We saw the same thing with Devontae Adams earlier in his career. He had butterfingers. I think that Marcus Valdez-Scantling, he's big. He has a ton of speed. And I think that he could be a usable piece, but not this year. And this year, I'm going to go with the dude with the higher floor, and that's Allen Lazard. Cool. I think that –
we're all on the same page there. We're going with the Lizard if Adams gets locked up.
But still, you're not expecting more than double digit. You're not expecting more than 10 points from Allen Lazard. Not more than 15. You're not expecting more than 15 at all.
You're right. I mean,
So if I'm going to go off the board for other two big disappointments for the week, I like George Kittle, and I like followed up by Tyreek Hill. George Kittle only had 3 catches for 16 yards, and Tyreek Hill only had 3 catches as well and lost a fumble. Both those guys came in under 6 points for their team, and luckily for their team, they overcame those poor performances. They're going to have a little bit more out of those players going into championship weekend if they want to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and there's another guy on that team that's I have kind of a rant about him, maybe not as much.
Go for it.
Jimmy G, dude, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to win a playoff game. I don't trust you to do anything in a playoff game. I mean, you're being carried by your run game, but if you are ever forced to throw the ball, you will not win the game. I'm sorry. I don't trust you yet, Jimmy G.
You gotta trust him against this Packers team. You gotta trust him.
Did you see that pick he threw last week? It's so bad. Like, if he's in the Super Bowl, do you trust him to win you the freaking game?
There's no way. No, the team from the AFC is winning the Super Bowl this year.
It's just like Jimmy G, if he's ever in a close game and has to throw the ball, I have no faith in him. Prove me wrong. Like I said, I'm a prove me wrong guy before I will believe in you, and I'll admit I'm wrong. Jimmy G, do it. Let's see it.
I mean, it's so hard to say that my man from Arlington Heights, the product of Eastern Illinois University, is not reliable enough to win a playoff game, but I'm very concerned this week for Jimmy G against the Packers.
Like, if they put the ball in his hands and they shut down the run game somehow, good luck.
But I don't think that the Packers are going to have success shutting down all three assets that the 49ers have. They might shut down 2, maybe 1. But
to me, it's a very similar situation as Baltimore, though. Like, I think if you ever put that game in the quarterback's hands and make him win a game, it's going to be very tough.
I think that I trust a lot. I trust Lamar Jackson much more than I trust Jimmy G. So, I mean, guys, is it really time? Are we really getting to that point in the week, in that episode? Am I just going to have to flex that I got the best out of all of us this week? What is that, Draftkings? Is that the sound effect I hear? Yeah, it's Draftkings time, everybody. Last week, your boy Joa, I came in 5th place. And what did these guys do? Uh-oh.
We pooped the bed.
18th for Lucas Berry and 19th for Joe Gaither out of what, 21?
Yeah, hold on. I just got to stop the music. Stop the music. Stop the music. Cut the video. Cut the video. We're going to stop this right here.
Okay.
Look. I'm a little irritated. I'm a little irritated, and I'm ready to, make some changes around here. Listen, Brawl Network, I'm calling all of you out. Mike Brez, El Presidente, I'm calling you out. Raul Bennington, G. Stilio, Usaid Kasul, you say you're the executive producer? You're the substitute teacher? What are y'all doing? You don't want to play with us? You don't want to play Draftkings with us? It's free.
Y'all scared?
No, it's free. Come play with us. El Presidente, Mike Brez 5. I'm calling you out to come play with us. You played with us 1 week and my wife beat you and you're never going to play again? What's up with that? Come on, man. Look, you're the president. You're the leader. You're the big boss dog. Be the leader. Get everybody on board to play with the Brawl Network together. We can all grow together. Look, 49ers Brawl, you're new. Get in on the game. Titans Brawl, you're new. Get in on the game. NFL Brawl, are you too cool for school? Come on, guys. I know you guys are old. I know you guys, don't understand technology, but I need you to play with us. You guys have the biggest following, and I need you to play with us. The Bears Brawl, you guys, Raul, G, Mike, you guys are the biggest stars on the network. Austin plays with us every week. Austin's not too cool for school. Austin's finished top 5 every single week we've invited
Flexing
him.
His football knowledge.
Alice Hall Brawl, they're there every week. Blake Hainto only got to beat us in the regular season. Alice Hall Brawl is there. They're in on the game. They're team players. Look, Ravens Brawl, Joe Schiller, where you at, man? You came on the podcast. You were a great guest, and now we can't hear from you again. Your partner, Dave, what's up with that?
He's going to be out of business for the rest of the season, probably.
Well, you know what? This is a chance to get back in the game. Get off the mat.
They're probably sitting in their basements drinking
Dolphins
right now.
Brawl, you guys are new. I don't hear anything from you guys. Gonna sit
no
there
wonder.
Wait on the top 5 picking my boy Tua. Come on. This is your chance to pick whoever you want. Jaguars Brawl, there's 3 of you. There's 3 And you know what? Y'all have a great podcast, but y'all three can play together with us. So you know what? I'm pissed. One final point. You're my boy, Juan. Come play with us. And so I'm pissed. I'm working my butt off.
Shout out to that new NFC North Brawl.
That's right. Shout out to all of you. I'm working my butt off. You say, oh, we don't know how to sell. We don't know. We're overselling. We're terrible salesmen. You know what? We're working our freaking tail off. Hours a day. We're working it. So that's all I got to say. Play with us. Get in or get out. Lucas, Joe, y'all take the rest of this segment. Call me when my lineup's ready, and y'all just take over.
All right, I
well,
think that,
Joe, you did finish last week between the three of us.
All right. Before Joe gets his lineup in, he's going to take a little breather. He's going to calm down a little bit. I just got to say something. I know Joe's message was a little harsh, and, we appreciate the opportunity we have at the Brawl Network, and we appreciate the platform that we have to talk in front of all you guys and get you guys' feedback on whatever we do. But we really do want you guys to play with us. We really want Mike Brez, Usay, G, Raul. We want the new guys at the Titans Brawl and 49ers Brawl. We all want you guys to play.
Jaguars,
NFL Brawl.
Dolphins,
We're not expecting you guys to play, but it would be really nice if you guys played.
Please and thank you.
Joe's a little mad because he spends a lot of time on this. He puts a lot of time and effort each week into creating the Draftkings. Now,
coming in last place between the three of us every week.
Now he gets to sit back and relax after that rant because he's had that in his chest for a couple weeks. He gets to sit back, relax, enjoy a nice cold one. And now it's you guys' turn to pay us back. Come join the Draftkings. Come have fun. It's free.
It's the
Don't
big
have to
fish.
pay anything. You know that we're the experts, but we haven't won except for Lucas. Lucas won. But I came in 5th place this week, and I was pretty proud of that. It's just join, indulge Joe. He's done a lot for the show. He's done a lot for the network.
Indulge.
He's been very important to us, and we appreciate everything he does for us. He edits every single one of our episodes. He puts so much time and effort into the Brawl Fantasy. He puts so much time and effort into his job. He puts so much time and effort into making this podcast the way it is, and we really appreciate him. And he puts a lot of time and effort into the Draftkings. Now it's your turn, guys, listeners, colleagues. It's your turn to join the Draftkings. Let's get 50 people. If we get 50 people, this is on the spot, but we will give away Fantasy Football Brawl. We'll give away a t-shirt this week to the winner. If we have 50 people in the competition, the winner of this DraftKings competition this week will get a Fantasy Football Brawl t-shirt.
That's right. Now, Joe, give us your freaking lineup, you loser.
Appreciate y'all getting us back on track. The quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Running back, Derrick Henry. Running back, Raheem Mostert. Wide receiver, Geronimo Allison. Wide receiver, A.J. Brown. Wide receiver, Tyreek Hill. Tight end, Jonnu Smith. Flex, Aaron Jones. Defense, 49ers.
Lucas, it is your turn.
Oh, it is my turn next. At QB, I'm going with the guy with the dirtiest mustache in the game, Aaron Rodgers. Your DraftKings picture is disgusting, dude. My two running backs, I'm going with Derrick Henry and Raheem Mostert. My three wide receivers, I'm going with Devontae Adams, Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill. At tight end, I'm going with the man from Home Alone himself, George Kittle. In my flex, I'm going with Jamal Williams. And with my defense, I'm going with the dirty Green Bay Packers. All right, Joe. Let's hear it. 5th place.
Hey, yo, 5th place last week. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling proud. But this week, guys, I've won before. I shall win again. You guys ready for my lineup?
Yes.
This week, I am rocking the lineup of Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, Damian Williams, A.J. Brown, Keldrick Bourne, Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and the Packers defense.
That's right.
Before we move on to the next segment, guys, please, we're just going to say it one more time. Please join this week.
Free t-shirt.
Free t-shirt if you win. If we get 50 people in the competition, I think that's a good incentive. You get to walk around wearing some of our sick merchandise. If you want, we will give the price equivalent on Fanatics. We will buy you a Fanatics gear of your choice of price equivalent, or you can choose the Fantasy Football Brawl t-shirt. But please, if we get 50 people this week, that's not a lot to ask. 50 people. Last week we had 21, and it wasn't even the week that we emphasized it that much. Right now we have 9 or 10 people. Please join this week. We have 10 people this week so far. Only 40 more. If we get 40 more, we will give away a t-shirt.
You're running out of days. We got like 3 or 4 more left. Join.
Both games are on Sunday, right?
That is right.
You guys got till Sunday at whatever time the first game starts to get 50 people in here. Ask your family, ask your friends, ask your dog, make another Draftkings account with a different email address. You know, cheat a little bit. Who cares?
Ooh.
So, guys, what time is it now? Is it pick time?
No. You just said family, friends, dog. You know what that reminds me of? StubHub. You know why? Because family, friends, and my dog are the people that are going to buy me StubHub tickets for whatever event I want, and they're going to gift them to me. The holiday season is over, but it's always a nice gift to give someone if you just want to be a nice person and give them tickets to any event that they want to go to from StubHub. It could be a concert. It could be a sporting event. It could be like a rodeo. I don't know. Do they sell tickets for rodeos on there? Probably.
Roll Tide.
If you want to go to the Super Bowl, if you want to go to a Bruins game, if you want to go see the Detroit Pistons play a basketball game, if you want to go see Alabama basketball, StubHub is the place to go. You just use our link at www.thebearsbrawl.com/StubHub. You support us. We support you. You buy tickets from that link. And that just helps us out immensely. You know, like we said, we scratch your back, you scratch ours. It helps us out. Use that link. StubHub always has the best promotions going on. You can get tickets for anything you could possibly want. The best ticket market in the world. I'm not even going to lie. I've used Ticketmaster before. I've used Vivid Seats. They don't compare. StubHub is the easiest ticket processing platform out there easily. Download the app and buy tickets from www.thebearsbrawl.com/StubHub.
That's right. That's right. Go get your tickets now. So we want to get our experts rankings for the rest of basically the championship week, the last week. We got four players basically in every category. So I want the top 4. Our man Joa loves the quarterback, so we like to start it with him. Quarterbacks playing this weekend are Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Patrick Mahomes, and Ryan Tannehill. Go 1 to 4, Joa, and tell us why.
1 to 4, not top 2, not top 3. Okay, fine. 1 to 4. I think my obvious number 1, like, there should be no other option right now. It's Patrick Mahomes. My number 2 is going to be Aaron Rodgers. My number 3 is going to be Ryan Tannehill. And my number 4 is going to be Jimmy G. And I think that Patrick Mahomes will have an insane game this week. But it's either insane or he disappoints. I don't know yet. I got to do some digging. I got to watch some more film. I got to watch this Titans game plan strategy. We've seen it in the past what the Patriots have done to Patrick Mahomes. They've beat him before, but now it's the Titans. Now it's Mike Vrabel going up against them. And so,
but even when they beat him, he still had a good game. Like, he's going to have a good fantasy game no matter what, honestly.
I think that the guy who I mentioned number 2 on my list, Aaron Rodgers, has the potential to have a really nice week, even though it's against that lockdown defense. I think that he finds a way to fit these throws into whoever. It's probably going to be a Jimmy Graham week, guys. So Aaron Rodgers to Jimmy Graham is a connection to look out for because Richard Sherman's going to be on Devontae Adams. So Aaron Rodgers is my number 2. And like I said, Ryan Tannehill, he doesn't have to throw for that many yards, but still put up 18 points last week, so respectable. And Jimmy G, as Lucas was saying earlier, I don't know if you can trust him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the same 4 there. I mean, as boring as it sounds, I think Mahomes is just too good to not put in the number 1 spot. I think whether they're up, down, whatever, he's going to throw touchdowns. He's going to throw 2 to 3 this week, I think. Number 2, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers as well. I could see this being kind of a dogfight. 49ers, they have the firepower to get a lead on the Packers. And Green Bay's going to fight back, though. You're never going to count these guys out, and Rodgers is going to be a big part of that. So I'm going to stick him there at number 2. A lot of opportunity. He's just that good. My number 3, I'm going to agree with you. Ryan Tannehill is my number 3 this week. I just think that the Titans are going to be forced to throw the ball a little bit more versus high-powered Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know. I just get the vibe that Mahomes is going to do his thing, and Tannehill is going to have to answer some. Obviously Henry's going to be a monster this week, but Tannehill is going to have to answer that. And my number 4, I'm going with Jimmy G. I just think that again, like we've seen throughout the playoffs, the 49ers run game is so dominant that they can just let Jimmy relax a little bit, and I think it'll be another one of those games where he doesn't have to do much. I know you could say the same for Tannehill, but I feel like this is a week Tannehill actually throws a little bit.
Before we get into our running backs, I'm going to take it a little bit outside the show. Joe, before we started, you said that there was no way Alabama was going to beat Auburn. They won by 19, son.
Wait. Really?
Yes!
So they're now 9-7.
Bama's now 9-7, and Auburn just went to 15-1. All right, back on track. The running backs for the week. We're going to go top 4. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, Tyler Urban, Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman, Derrick Henry, Deion Lewis, Damian Williams. Lucas, who's your top 4 for the running backs this week?
The number one's obvious. I'm going with Derrick Henry. The guy's been an absolute monster lately, just purely unstoppable, and the Chiefs are not good against the run. You got to have him up there. My second, I'm going with Aaron Jones. I know the 49ers have a really good run defense. Just from a pure usage standpoint, Jones has to slide there in my number 2 spot. The rest of this list is kind of hard because I feel like a lot of these backs are wishy-washy, and it's going to be whoever's game plan depends, which we don't know. 3, I'm going to stick Damian Williams in there. I think Damian Williams he had a great week last week. What did he score? 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 running. He's been really good to finish the season. I like Damian Williams this week. I'm going to stick him there in my 3 spot. And my number 4 spot, I'm going to actually put Raheem Mostert over Tevin Coleman. I just, for whatever reason, think Mostert is going to get more carries than Coleman this week just because that's how the 49ers do things.
All right, I like that. I like that list a lot. I'm going with Derrick Henry at my number 1, absolute tank, no other explanation. My number 2 is going to be Damian Williams, catches the ball at the backfield real well and runs it. You know what you need him to do. And Aaron Jones is my number 3, and my number 4 is going to be
It's going to be one of those 49ers.
One of those 49. I think I'm going to go with Tevin Coleman. I think they're going to stick with the hot hand this week. So
that's what he traditionally does, honestly.
So Tevin Coleman week this week. He's my number 4.
There you have it. Just a little tidbit on Derrick Henry. He's the first player to go over 200 yards from scrimmage in back-to-back playoff games since Marcus Allen did it in 1983, I believe. And he basically is the first NFL player to record 3 straight games of 180 or more rushing yards. So that man has been on a historic tear. For the wide receivers this week, we've got Devontae Adams, we've got Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, we've got Geronimo Allison, Deebo Samuel, Emmanuel Sanders, Kendrick Bourne, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, A.J. Brown, Khalif Raymond, and Corey Davis. Joa, who are your top 4 wide receivers for the championship round week?
Who is Khalif Raymond?
Khalif Raymond is a wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. Do you have a problem with that? He caught a touchdown last week. Former Giant.
Yeah, I remember
Joa, I appreciate your contribution to the document this week. That's excellent job.
Hell yeah. Okay. My number 1 this week is going to be Devontae Adams. My number 2 this week is going to be Tyreek Hill. My number 3 this week is going to be A.J. Brown. And my number 4 this week is going to be Deebo Samuel. And I think that Devontae Adams, even though he's against Richard Sherman, will find one way this week. There will be one play where he might not be against Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman might take one play off, either mentally or physically, and Devontae Adams is going to be able to torch one and get him to get into the sticks. My number 2 is going, like I said, was going to be Tyreek Hill. He's a little banged up, but I think that man is a burner. I think he'll have a nice game. Number 3, like I said, is going to be A.J. Brown. He's going to find a way to pick it back up. He's had a couple of tough weeks, But this week is the week where he picks it back up. My number 4, like I said, is going to be Deebo Samuel because I think that he's going to be the guy to have a better week than Emmanuel Sanders this week.
It's a good list, and mine's going to be very similar. I'm going to go number 1, Devontae Adams. Like I said, he's just been on a tear the last 4 or 5 weeks, putting up double digits, almost 20 points every one of those weeks. He's been insane. I'm going with him. He's obviously Rodgers' favorite target. My number 2, I'm going with the cheetah, like you said, Tyreek Hill. Last week we had a Travis Kelce week. Tyreek Hill was kind of an afterthought. Well, he's going to be involved this week, and I think he's going to make some big plays. So I'm putting him there in my number 2. My number 3 spot, I am going to go with Emmanuel Sanders. You picked Deebo Samuel. It's kind of a toss-up here with anyone on that 49ers offense. My gut just tells me Sanders is due for a big week this week, and he'll have it. He'll have a decent week, even though I don't think they'll throw the ball a ton. My number 4, I'm going to go with A.J. Brown. Like I said, I think it's a factor of Ryan Tannehill having to throw the ball more. That's his guy. He's going to go to him. So I'm going to put A.J. Brown there in my number 4 spot.
There you go, the men who fly down the field, making the big plays on the outside. And lastly, for the tight ends, for the last of the skill positions, we got Jimmy Graham, Mercedes Lewis, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, Travis Kelce, Blake the Belldozer, Jonnu Smith, Miko Pruitt for the Tennessee Titans. Lucas, what do you think about that list right there?
Yes, I'm going to go with Kelce as my number 1. I mean, he's just obviously, I think he's the best tight end on this list. Most pass-happy offense. I'm going to go with him at number 1. 2, I'm going to go George Kittle for a bounce-back week this week. He's just way too talented to get shut down 2 weeks in a row. And, I mean, the Packers are kind of middle-of-the-road versus tight end, so I think he could have a decent week. Number 3, I'm going to go with Jonnu Smith. He's always a threat in the red zone. We saw that ridiculous catch he made last week. So I like him. Number 4, I'm just going to throw Jimmy Graham in there just because he's the last starting tight end on this list. And the Packers just don't really use their tight ends too much, but I'm going to go Jimmy Graham there.
I like that list. My number 1 tight end this week is going to be Travis Kelce. My number 2 tight end this week is going to be George Kittle. My number 3 tight end this week is going to be Jimmy Graham. And my number 4 is going to be Jonnu Smith. Travis Kelce is obvious at this point. If not the best tight end in the league, the second best tight end in the league to the guy who's number 2 on this list.
He's the best tight end in the league.
But I think that Travis Kelce right now is hotter than George Kittle because of George Kittle's subpar performance last week. He was matched up against that good Vikings defense, but I do think that Travis Kelce will have a better week this week than George Kittle. George Kittle obviously coming in at number 2, probably the most all-around, talented tight end in the league. So I do think that he'll have a bounce-back week, like Lucas said. Number 3, I went with Jimmy Graham because Davante Adams is not going to be open all game, and it's going to leave Jimmy Graham some holes. I know that 49ers linebacking crew led by Fred Warner and Quan Alexander is back. But, man, if there's going to be one guy open on this team that's reliable, it's going to be Jimmy Graham. So, and my number 4 is going to be Jonnu Smith because Matt Ryan doesn't throw the ball very often, but Jonnu Smith Ryan Tannehill. Jeez. Has not been throwing the ball as much. Shut up. Has not been throwing the ball as much. But when he is, Jonnu Smith has always been reliable.
And lastly, we're going to go with the defenses. The Packers, 49ers, Chiefs, and Titans. Let's keep it tight there. Lucas, who's your top 4?
This is really, really hard in my opinion. My number 1 defense, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I just feel like they have such a propensity for getting a lot of sacks in a game, which adds a ton of fantasy value. My number 2, I'm going to stick Green Bay in there. As we spoke about earlier, I could just see Jimmy Garoppolo, messing things up a little bit. He's due to throw a pick or 2, so I like the Packers. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I just think they have a really good secondary, and this is more so a value of their special teams. They could take one to the house at any given time. 4, I'm going to go with the Titans, and that's not even a bad, last place finish. The Titans are a very good defense. They've scored very well over the past few weeks, getting double digits and all those. So not really a defense to sleep on. I like the Titans, even though they're playing a very good offense, but they're my number 4 this week. Joa, what do you got for defenses?
Defenses, the stuff that is always fun when it comes to playoff time. My number 1 this week is going to be the Packers defense. I think that they have the best matchup I think they're facing the worst offense out of all these teams. So I think that
the 49ers are the worst offense.
I think so. And I think that it's going to be the Packers' week, especially fantasy-wise. My number 2 defense is going to be the 49ers because they're facing the second worst offense. And my number 3 is going to be the Titans defense because I think that the Kansas City Chiefs my number – wait, hold on. Number 3 – jeez. Can I start over? We're going to cut that. We're going to start over. My number 1 is the Packers defense. My number 2 is the 49ers defense. My number 3 is the Chiefs defense. And my number 4 is the Titans defense. No, I did it again.
All right, getting late here on the fantasy football.
I'm gonna take this segment as a failure.
All right,
just know that I like the Packers and 49ers this week. If we're talking,
there we go. It's getting a little late on the fantasy football brawl. Let's skip the kickers because nobody cares about those fake football players, and go right into the picks. There's only 2 games, so we'll all take a stab at this. Basically, our overall picks. Joe is 4-4 in the playoffs. Lucas is 3-5, and myself, I'm 2-6. So we got 2 games to go. Packers and 49ers. The Packers are a 7-point underdog on the road to the 49ers. The 49ers are a 7-point favorite. Joe, I'll give you a chance to breathe. Lucas, who's your pick in this game first?
We going with just winner or the spread?
Why don't you give them both, but we'll only count the winner for the record.
See, I feel like for the okay. I feel like the 49ers are going to win the game. I feel like the Packers are going to cover the spread at 7. I feel like that's just a lot of points to give Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if he's on the road or at home. It's a lot of points. So Packers spread, 49ers overall. My next game, I'm going with the Chiefs to win. I'm going with the Titans to cover. I think both are going to be very close games. I think they're both going to be probably around a field goal to 5 points, if I had to guess. So Chiefs win, Titans cover. 49ers win, Packers cover.
Oof, that's tough. I'm going to go – I hate this.
Packers win.
I'm going with the Packers to win, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
So that's a Packers win and a Packers cover.
That's a Packers win and a Packers cover. I know they're going where they got
I think it's going to be a very good game.
They got blown out there 37-8 a couple weeks back. But, man, Aaron Rodgers in the championship game, as a Bears fan, I've seen him do it to us before.
He's good, man. He's really good.
I can't go against Aaron Rodgers this week. So I'm gonna take the Packers to win, and I'm gonna go with the score of 24-21 Packers. My next game is the Titans and Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Titans to win.
Do I not get a pick?
Wait, Lucas went 2. Lucas did 2.
Yeah, I did 2. I did 2.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Titans to win. I think that they're gonna cover, and I think that it's gonna be a good game. Mostly because the Titans' run game will be able to keep them in the game. Derrick Henry could have over 200 yards, honestly. I don't think that's a stretch. I think he could have close to 250. I think it's going to be a big old Derrick Henry week. So, Titans 31, Chiefs. Chiefs 28.
Okay, there you have it, Joe.
I think I'm going to be closer to Joe on the first game. I'd rather be – okay. I'm going to pick the man from Chico, California. I'm going to pick the man who hates his family. I'm going to pick the man whose family just wants to have communication with him. But Aaron Rodgers is going to go home and probably beat the 49ers 28-24. I'm just getting my heart prepared for that. So
I can't believe they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if they're in the Super Bowl, I may just not watch. I may just go like camping out in the woods and just
not bring your phone.
Yeah, exactly. For the Chiefs and Titans game, I think that will be shoot, man. I think that the Chiefs will win. I think that the Titans will try to take the air out of the ball and will keep it close.
What?
The Titans.
Deflategate.
Wait, yeah, was that a Deflategate joke?
No. But it was in reference to time of possession and kind of trying to run the clock out.
Yeah.
It was an Altuve joke.
Try to limit the possessions for Patty Mahomes. But I think that this will be the time that Andy Reid. The NFL, they're all about storylines and fun things, and they want to get a repeat of Super Bowl I in their 100th year. Chiefs and Packers will make it, but I think that I do think the Titans will cover.
Man, this is so tough this week because I love these AFC teams. I feel like this might be the real Super Bowl this week, the Titans versus Chiefs.
Yeah, they're both going to be great games, honestly. I'm excited to watch both.
They're going to be both great games, but the team – I'm going to spoil it for y'all. The team that's coming out the AFC is winning the Super Bowl. That's my thing. That's my prediction. I could go man, it hurts to pick the Packers to win this week and go to the Super Bowl. But if I'm going purely, I think that the Packers defense matches up pretty well against that 49ers defense. And I think that Packers wide receiver crew and that 49ers wide receiver crew are not that much different. The run games are also not that much different. And if I just had to choose quarterback to quarterback, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers every time. So that's just me. Unfortunately, that means that the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. Shout out to
Patrick Mahomes. You better do it for me, dude. You better do it. Get a big old helping of ketchup on your steak for that
Shout out to the guys at Titletown Brawl. Your team is probably going to the Super Bowl unless they somehow choke to Jimmy Garoppolo, the man from Illinois. The man from Arlington Heights, Illinois. The man who went to college in Illinois. Name a quarterback who went to college in Illinois who was successful in the NFL. No one.
I'd have to think about that.
That doesn't happen.
I'd have to think about that.
That doesn't happen.
Joe, wrap us up. Wrap us up.
Let's get out of here. It's been a great week on the Fantasy Football Brawl. Joe corrected me and said we will have an episode this week. I thought we were going to take the week off.
Hell no.
But we're going to, I guess, what are you talking about? The Pro Bowl Draftkings?
Pro Bowl Draftkings. And we're going to cover what happened in the championship round of the playoffs. And we're gonna make our Super Bowl predictions.
We're gonna do it up. We're gonna make it a short episode as always.
Yeah, we're gonna do our Super Bowl predictions next week. We're gonna talk about the Pro Bowl. We're gonna do some Pro Bowl DraftKings. Have some fun with that. We might talk about some XFL stuff. The double pass thing is kind of stupid in my opinion, so I might not watch anymore. And also, just in general, we're gonna cover what happened in the championship round. Yeah, it's been a tough week for me. I hope y'all have had better weeks because it was my second week back in class and just got hit with the bombshell that the Astros cheated.
So that's going to do it for us. Find us on the Apple Podcast. Subscribe, rate, and review us. Find all the other Brawl Network podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review them with a 5-star rating. If you're not going to rate them 5 stars, then don't even go listen to their pages because they're all worth 5-star reviews. Find us on Twitter at Brawl Fantasy. We will post our DraftKings link for any and everyone to play. If we get 50 participants, then we will pull together our money. We'll beat up Joe up for his broke college money, get his 25 cents, and contribute to a Fantasy Football Brawl t-shirt or the equal equivalent on Fanatic. So yeah, y'all tell your friends we gotta get 50 players. Find Lucas on Twitter at _.
And you have to follow us.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I like that. And then find Joa under his new handle at 72 Tuve, bro. That's Tuve.
He didn't cheat.
Tuve, bro. And I'm at JoeGator6 on Twitter. We love y'all. We'll talk to you next week for a short episode.
Good night. Peace.